February 15th, 1933, a warm night in Miami, Florida. Franklin D. Roosevelt, not yet president, stands smiling in an open car, greeting the crowd. Suddenly, gunshots split the air, chaos erupts, and in the midst of the panic, one man acts without hesitation, throwing himself into harm's way. His name? Anton Cermak, the mayor of Chicago, a man whose bravery and sacrifice would change American history forever. This is the story of the man who took a bullet for Franklin D. Roosevelt, a story of bravery, politics, and the forgotten heroism of Anton Cermak. To understand why this night was so important, let's rewind to 1933. The United States was in the depths of the Great Depression. Unemployment was at 25%, banks were failing, and Franklin Delano Roosevelt had just been elected president. But before he could even take office, his life was nearly cut short. Roosevelt was giving an impromptu speech from the back of an open car in Miami's Bayfront Park. Hundreds gathered to see the man they hoped would lead America out of despair. Among them was a man named Giuseppe Zangara, an Italian immigrant with a deep hatred of politicians. Armed with a .32 caliber revolver, Zangara climbed onto a chair to get a clear shot. But his aim was shaky. He was only 5 feet tall, and the crowd jostled him as he fired. 5 shots rang out. Roosevelt was unharmed, but Chicago Mayor Anton Cermak, standing near him, was struck in the abdomen. Anton Cermak wasn't just a random bystander. Born in Bohemia, modern-day Czech Republic, he immigrated to the United States as a child and worked his way up from coal miner to the powerful mayor of Chicago. Known for his immigrant-friendly policies, he was a symbol of the American dream. Cermak's presence that night wasn't coincidental. He was there to meet Roosevelt, hoping to secure federal support for Chicago's struggles. Instead, he became a national hero. Cermak was rushed to Jackson Memorial Hospital. At first, doctors thought he would recover. He even joked to Roosevelt, reportedly saying, "I'm glad it was me instead of you." That line cemented his reputation as a hero. But complications arose. Cermak suffered from internal injuries and infection. On March 6, 1933, less than 3 weeks after the shooting, he died. Giuseppe Zangara confessed immediately. He claimed he hated all politicians, not Roosevelt personally. Initially sentenced to 80 years for attempted murder, Zangara's charge was upgraded to first-degree murder after Cermak's death. Just 33 days later, Zangara was executed in Florida's electric chair. Some historians question whether Cermak was truly targeted or if he was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. Rumours swirled that Zangara might have been connected to organised crime, as Cermak had been cracking down on mob influence in Chicago. No conclusive evidence ever emerged, but the speculation added intrigue to his sacrifice. Cermak was buried in Chicago, and his name still graces a major street, Cermak Road, yet his story remains largely forgotten, overshadowed by Roosevelt's presidency. Roosevelt went on to become one of the most influential presidents in US history, serving 4 terms and leading America through the Depression and World War II. But it's chilling to think how history might have changed if Zangara's aim had been true. Cermak's quick action, standing close, unintentionally taking the bullet, may have saved not just Roosevelt's life, but the course of American history. Anton Cermak's name may not appear often in textbooks, but his sacrifice is a stark reminder of how a single moment can change the world. The man who took a bullet for FDR deserves to be remembered, not just as a victim, but as a symbol of courage and dedication. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, consider subscribing for more forgotten chapters of history,